Good day to everybody. Hi, Aimee.
Hey, happy Tuesday. You guys were coming in early. And like I was telling Marian, my best thoughts and
Hey,
creativity is at
everybody. Hi,
9 in the
Aimee.
morning.
Hey,
So
happy Whoops.
Tuesday. You guys
Wait
are
a minute.
doing good. And we're getting it.
Whoops.
We were both on the same thing, Marian. I love it.
We got lots of good stuff coming in here. We're having fun with technology. It is awesome. I have multiple screens. I've got, my phone over here. I've got my computer here. I got the screen over here. And I'm just having fun bouncing around. And all of a sudden I can hear myself and I'm like, wait.
Right? Oh my gosh. Have you ever had it where you have like one of your tabs open and there's the little speaker icon and it won't let you mute that tab? That happens to me all the time. So I just close it and I don't even remember what the tab was open and I have to go figure it out. But I'm like, I need this off now and it's not working, It's one of those crazy moments that happens. It's like, it's the beauty and curse of technology, right? I mean, it's lovely and that how it's integrated into our everyday life. But sometimes you're just like, you are wrong time to play, bad time, It's crazy to see all those things and to look back on it, when I'm sitting here thinking about all the experiences with technology that I've had. It's definitely a love-hate relationship. I don't know about you, Marian, but it is for me.
It's not a hate relationship. I'm not going to go that far.
Okay.
But it is stressful. Okay. Sometimes I do get stressed out. But I've never hated technology. Honestly, Aimee, I love it so much. If you took it away from me now, it would be like, not quite like a child going away, but it would be missed. Okay. Very much so.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see that. I think for me, the hate part is when it's too complicated for me to understand. And then I'm just like, I need to find something easier, So that's like the hate on my end. But it's yeah, I mean, I could see that. I mean, it's so intertwined into everything that we do in life now and in business, right? I know you use technology in your business just as much as I do, and we use them for different things and similar things at the same time. And different platforms that I've never even heard of, like especially when it comes to like video editing and stuff, because I don't do that all the time. So I have to like research, and now my research is just calling Marian and what platform I should use, right? But it's crazy to see how all of those things are intertwined. My door's opening. Hold on.
Oh, good. Your hair is so gorgeous. Aimee.
Oh, thank you. It's like all luscious today. Usually it's like flat and stuck to my head. So it's, voluminous today. It's doing really good. So as I told you, Marian, I'm better in the morning. By 5 o'clock, unless I've been drinking, it's just not, yeah. It's just like, don't even talk to me about technology at 5 o'clock because it's, one of those I don't even know my name,
It's so interesting. We humans all have a different rhythm because I'm like, when I wake up, bam, I'm up. I'm making the coffee and I'm feeding the dogs and I'm trying to figure out, okay, look at my schedule and, where am I going to be today and what am I going to wear? And I'm all excited. And then there's other people, a lot of my friends go, are you kidding me, Marian? Don't talk to me until after I've had 2 cups of coffee. I'm like toast, please. Please don't even, Everybody's different. So thank God I know that you're a good morning person. I could call you early and say, hey.
You could call me and talk. I mean, I haven't even had my coffee yet. It's sitting right here and I'm still just full of energy.
Second cup already.
Oh my goodness, I'm envious. Totally envious. But yeah, I mean, my husband's like that. He gets up at 5:30, he works out, gets a cold shower, and he's like, yeah, I'm set for the day. I get up about, 7:30, 7-ish, 7:30. And I'm like, all right, let's get ready for my day. I'm like leisure. I'm going to do this on my own speed. I don't need to, I don't know. I don't need to hit the ground running, but my energy hits the ground running. I'm just, calm, cool, and collected in the morning.
This is me by the end of the night. It's I don't know if you can read that or not, but it says nothing is ever simple.
No, I love the cow. I love the cow just hanging on the moon like, oh man. I'm glad
to go to bed now.
I know. He's like, I'm glad this is here to hold me. I love it.
Yeah, hold me.
I love it.
Well, I've got some cool things to share today, and I know you do too, Aimee. So I want to talk about using technology for fun. So Aimee has discussed with us many times that we use our technology in our business, and I'm not sure that we could run our business without it. Honestly, I mean,
Right.
there's just no way. You can't even grasp that in your brain. Because we use Zoom for our meetings, we use StreamYard for our video, for our live videos, we use photo editing, we use all kinds. I could go on for 100 years on how many pieces of technology that we use, phones, computers, graphics. There's just so much. But when it comes to having fun or feeding your soul, you can find technology that will help you. Now, I don't think dieting falls into that category. However, you could have fun with some of the technology that you could use, like Noom, Noom. Have you ever heard of it, Aimee?
I
Noom.
have, yeah.
Okay. So Noom is basically a way to get to know yourself. It's a, if you have never heard of it, it's a new technology. A psychologist came up with it, and it's interesting. Okay, if not fun, it's interesting. All right. So a friend of mine was having a birthday, and she's an artist. So what I decided to do was create a video displaying some of her artwork, and I was going to give it to her on her birthday. It took me 3 days to put it together, and I'm not complaining. I'm saying I had a good time doing it. I had a good time going to her Etsy store and picking out the artwork that I love. She does watercolor, and she also does other art like acrylics and things like that. I don't really resonate so much with the acrylics. I really resonate with the watercolors. And she does scenes like in the forest. You'll see.
So like landscapes?
They're not really what you would consider a landscape. It's like on a path in the woods, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You'll see. It's beautiful. I'm going to show it to everybody.
Oh, okay.
So I just used my ability to use my computer, right click on it, bring her image into my computer, right? And then pull that into Canva. I used Canva for the actual video portion. And most people are like, you used Canva for a video editor? I did. I used Canva for everything that we're going to see this morning. So I went to Etsy, got the art. I went over to Canva, and then I went over to Google, and I looked for quotes for each of the slides, each of the pieces of art.
Okay.
So those 3 technologies, I put them all together.
Wow.
And inside Canva, they have music that you can use.
Yeah.
That's free to use. I'm going to warn you about one thing. If you decide to put that video on certain social medias, they will lock it out. They will block it. They will say error, boop, you can't do that because their copyright doesn't switch over to, so I'm thinking of TikTok.
Yep.
And so when I tried to upload it to TikTok, they said, no, there's a copyright issue here. You can't do that.
Right.
So I thought, well, that's really weird. They wouldn't put it on Canva if you couldn't use it other places. So there's like some gray areas there.
You can't use the wording like on Facebook. You can use the wording, I don't own the rights to this music, and they'll still play your video. They'll either, accept that, or they'll just mute the sound of your video, the music portion. On YouTube, I know that they do that too. So it's surprising to know that TikTok won't do that. That's interesting. I haven't played around with TikTok yet.
It says that it will mute the music, but it wouldn't even play it. So I thought, okay. So what I could do is go back into Canva and take the music out and then save it again. And then I could upload that to TikTok and add music that they approve right there on their app.
Yeah.
So I'm getting kind of technical. Sorry. I didn't mean to, but I just wanted to let you know.
I get it. I know what you're saying. I get it.
Not everybody will, and
Yeah.
that's okay. But I do
Yeah.
want you to know that anytime you use pictures or music or sound, it could be copyrighted and you might have a problem when you're sharing it. That's what I'm getting at. Okay. So Aimee reminded me about how I could share this cool video with you. So here we go. You ready?
Yes.
And I don't even have to share my screen, right? It'll just start playing. Here we go. Ta-da!
Wow. I love it. You did that in Canva? Wow. Canva's up in its game. I like it. I like it. Those are beautiful paintings. I would not be able to tell those are watercolor. Those are beautiful.
Aren't they though? Oh God, I'm just in love with them. So yeah, that was my fun. Of course, it didn't take me a solid 3 days. It was like a 3-day process. I started the process one day, and then I did another process the next day, and you know.
Oh
what I mean?
yeah,
So,
you had to get all the paintings and then the music, and then you have to play around with what music sounds good, and
right.
that can lead down a rabbit hole in
Right.
itself. Like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, this one sounds good. Ooh, well, this might go good with this. Well, what if I added it to this one? And then you're like, oh, well, what about Yes, I could spend all day going through that and just going down rabbit holes. That's another one of the beauty of technology is it allows you to go down rabbit holes. It's one of those. I mean, maybe not for everybody, but there's some time where you just need to kill time and have mind numbing like experiences, right? Like when you're on your phone, on your technology based phone, and you're scrolling through Facebook and you're just mind numbingly scrolling because it's like, okay, whatever, and you're just killing time. I'm all about those moments sometimes because you're just like stopping to do that, but we wouldn't be able to do that without technology. I don't know how we would kill time in a mind-numbing experience that is not related in technology. I guess
Well,
staring at the floor. I mean, I don't know.
meditating, I guess, or taking a walk.
Yeah.
But no, that's not really mind numbing, and
Uh-uh.
it's still information coming in that you have to process.
You're so stimulated.
Reading a book, maybe. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you, our just every day evolves around technology, whether people understand, like realize it or not. And I think my absolute love of technology, Marian, and I feel like maybe this is one of yours, maybe it's not your top one, is how it's constantly changing and how fast it changes. Because it makes me have to constantly like gear up my skills and refresh them and learn something new instead of just being complacent for 3 to 6 months, like algorithms and stuff, right, which is a different conversation. But it's nice that there's just it overwhelmingly changes, and to me that's so beautiful and fascinating. And it's just that's like my absolute love of technology, is that these people come up with such amazing things.
I know I talk about this a lot, but it really does make a lot of sense if you think about it. When I first started in technology, back in the olden days, um, we really didn't have much. We had a phone, but it was connected to the wall, and then we got a phone that you could carry around, but it was this big, you know.
Right, yeah, those big ones.
Yeah, and then they got, the beepers that could, alert you to, something that somebody wanted to say to you. And then we got regular phones that you could carry around. And then things started happening. So I started an IT company helping companies with their servers.
Okay.
Back then we didn't have laptops. So if you wanted to have a company, say a law firm, each lawyer would have to come into the office and they would use a monitor. It was a dummy computer. There was no brains to it. It was all hooked into the server. So
Right.
we would go in and maybe adjust the monitor so that they could see what the big guys are doing in the other room, but they really couldn't change anything from their dummy. I noticed that things started to change. Like every year, there'd be something new that would come out. And then I noticed that like every 6 months, something new is coming out. Wow, we're really getting up there. And then every month, something new would come out. And then every week, and then every day. And now there's millions of things that are happening every second, it seems like. And so you can't possibly keep up. And I think that's where the overwhelm comes in to a lot of people. They don't know where to go. There's so much, and they don't even learn this one, and then the next one comes up. So I'm going to recommend that if that's you, if you're in the overwhelm of technology, that you slow down, find something that you really love, have fun with it, like what we're talking about today, learn it, get in there like Canva. You could spend the next 10 years learning Canva, doing all kinds of neat things with it, right?
Yeah.
And then move to something else. Once you have a good grasp on it, then you could learn another technology. Don't try to keep up because you can't.
Yeah. I think that's I don't know. I think for me, that's what's so fascinating is it's changing so quickly. Evidently, it's fascinating to my kids too. It's changing so quickly that really no one can keep up with it. Maybe technology companies, I don't know. But to me, it's just how these people can have this spark of an idea and turn it around so quickly is just it's mind-boggling to me, and it's just refreshing, because it's changing and it's becoming vastly different, and there's so many different options. I mean, look at TikTok, right, which has changed the game for so many social media platforms. I mean, I've always said social media is like a fashion wheel. Platforms come and go out of popularity, and they come back around when they change things. But TikTok changed the game for not only Instagram, which was picture driven, right? And it also changed it for Facebook and for Twitter and for LinkedIn and for Clubhouse, right? Because it's strictly video and it's not these long-winded videos. It's like, what is the longest that can be on there? Like a 3-minute video?
3 minutes. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Which is brilliant, because what is the attention span of an average human? It's like 3 minutes, and then we need to move on because that's like all that we can, sustain, right? And so it's genius in that, and it's just so dominating, and it's making all of these other big powerhouses change their strategy and their technique, right? And what they want it to be, instead of being so like mundane and the same. And so for me, it's those little things like that is overwhelming for me, but I like the overwhelm. I'm like, yes, I'm going to dive in. It's like a big blanket to me, right? I'm like, yes, I'm going to do this, right? I know it's so weird. I'm just a weird person. I fully embrace it though, because most people would be like, that's like, a knife pit or something. I'm going to tiptoe around, right? But I think for me, I love it because everything is changing all the time, but you get to be in it while it's changing. So you're learning something new every day. It's not the same. It's not, like for me, I send Google emails, right? I use Gmail. I send for my mastermind and stuff. And then my big newsletter, I use MailChimp. I like the little personal touch of Gmail where it's just like, hey, here's my email. I love you guys. This is fantastic. Great. I don't have to do a big graphic and stuff like in MailChimp. It like looks real professional, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna look nice. It takes me more time. But like I guess the point I was getting at with Gmail is it's like one of those quick things. It doesn't change. It's the same. It changes very slowly. Whereas like the TikTok and the social media and technology genuinely is just exploding, and I love to be in the exploding factor of it. Be like, yes, I'm gonna grab this, and all right, I learned this. It keeps me on my toes, and it keeps me, I guess, staying relevant with the times and not getting left behind. I guess my kids don't like it, but I love it. So it's one of those things.
I love your kids. It just makes this so real. There's so many times that we as business owners have to put on a facade. We have to make sure our hair is brushed and we have clothes on and maybe some lipstick.
It's business up top, and then from the hip down, it's party time. Okay, like that's why I love technology and the Zoom and virtual taking off, because it's like, all right, I can wear my comfy pants. I look good from the top up. You wouldn't know, but I don't have to like physically really dress super nice. I can just, it works. I love that. But yes, we hope that you work close. If not, I just don't let us know that. Okay. Like just don't get up from your seat. Don't let us know, but we fully embrace it however you want to own that. Okay.
I have so much fun with technology. Just like Aimee said, just thinking about all the different things that you can do could be overwhelming. So what I would suggest, if you really want to have fun with something, is to figure out what the end result is going to be. Okay. So let's say a gift. Okay. So let's say, oh, you don't want to tackle video. That would be too much. You could still take a picture of something they like as a gift. Okay. Say Aimee was talking this morning about landscapes, so my mind immediately went to this beautiful sunrise or whatever. So let's say you want to make a picture, you want to make a gift for your sister, and she loves sunrises. You could get your little buns out of the bed early in the morning, go down to Galveston or wherever on top of a mountain and take a beautiful picture, or you could buy one, doesn't matter. And you could bring that into something like Canva or something, some kind of technology, and put some words on it, or, add some things to it. And you could print it out and you could give it to her in a frame, or you could do something where it's part of what they love, okay? What they're thinking that they want to do. So I'm going to Oh, I was gonna do this.
I'm back. I had to unlock my door so my crazy children could be let in, so they would quit saying mommy at the door. I can only hear that name so much in the morning.
Yeah.
Because as the day goes on, you only hear it more. And then, you just want to go sit in a closet and have a glass of wine or a bottle. I'm not against either one, so I had to let them in to keep my sanity. So,
I have something that I made that I would really like to show you. So, Aimee, if you have something that you can share for just like a minute, I'm going to run in the other room, and I'm going to show everybody a gift that I made that I think that they could do no matter what their skill level. Okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So like Marian was saying, I have a love-hate relationship with things. But I will say I have made this graphic for one of my authors. Let me pull it up so I can share it. And it's probably one of my most loved ones. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see it because I think Marian has to share my screen. But hopefully, if not, when Marian comes back, we'll open it. These are my kids in the background. If you guys are listening, join us over on YouTube or the Facebook pages, and you can see my kids arguing in the background. Anyways, I use Canva mostly for promotional things for my authors and stuff that I work with, or different businesses that I work with. The one that I'll show you when Marian comes back was I took a graphic from the book, an image from the book. And this book was written in a dyslexic font, a friendly font. And so I just kind of put all that information up there with the image in the background. And it's honestly one of my favorite pieces that I've done. And I've been in Canva for a really long time. So I love it. Welcome back, Marian.
Thank you. I'll have to watch the show to see what you said because I was.
Oh, well, it's okay. I needed to share my screen and you had to give me permission. So I just described it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
Oh, no, you're good. Yeah. See, so this was the graphic that I was saying. This is one of my ultimate favorite ones that I've done. And all I did was take the image from the book. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I liked it. I liked the drawing. And then like the font and stuff went with it because it was like a commentated book kind of theme. And so this one's been the most fun one that I've done recently. But back to you, Marian.
Wow. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me, I hope you can see this. Let me just put me on the big screen here so you can see it better. Here we go. All right. So this is just a board, okay, with a little hook on the back. Okay. You could make it yourself or you can buy it at the dollar store. It says, I love it. Right? Now, these are just clips. If you'll see here, this is just a clip that you can glue on, or you could, use a nail. And this is a laminated piece of art, okay, that I did in Canva. Can you see that okay?
Nice.
Oh, there's a glare. Yeah, and it just says, if you keep loving me and I keep loving you, everything else will fall into place.
Love me.
I love it.
And then this one, I got from Unsplash. It was a really pretty love in color. You could make it any color. And then at the bottom, I have another one. And so you could make this for your sweetheart or your daughter or, that type of thing. I think it's really easy to do. So if you want me to explain how I did it, it really was easy. You could use Canva now. I didn't have Canva back then, but you could use Canva. You just bring it in. You make it a certain size. You create it like in a print version instead of a PNG. You use like a PDF print. You just take it down to your local Office Depot and have it laminated. That's what I did. That's why it looks so it's kind of stiff and it's not going to curl on you. It's not going to yellow. It's going to be put there. That gift was so well received that I want to do one for everybody. I mean, it's just really because it's so personal and yet so easy and cheap. Don't tell them how cheap it was to make it.
No, I love that because I have like a vinyl maker that it uses Bluetooth to sync with my computer that I can cut vinyl and wood and all kinds of stuff with. So, I mean, even if you are more on the crafty side, right, and have different crafts that you want to do or whatever, those two are pretty like fascinating technology things that are incorporated within our computer and all of these things. And so really the whole creativity is endless is how I see it because of technology, which I love. People can express their creativities in different ways. But no, Marian, that was beautiful. I love it. I'm going to have to go to the Dollar Tree and get a little board so I can make one. I love it. I mean, that's like so quick and easy. I see those things all the time. And I'm like, oh yeah, I would love that. And then I'm like, okay, I could do it. And then I get all this stuff. And then I don't know, time escapes me somehow. I don't know how this happens. But no, I started getting into the acrylic paint pour overs. You know what those are?
Yes.
Yeah, I started doing those. I actually did my first complete one that I did right. Okay, it's drying. And while it was drying, my daughter went over there and she thought it was dry. And she was like, yeah. And so it's got 2 giant handprints in it. And it makes all the more special. Cool. All the more special. You know, I was so proud that I completed it. And I was like, wow, look at me. I'm getting all crafty. And then, you know, it went everywhere. Paint went everywhere at that moment. But it's okay. It just took a turn.
You know, I was thinking for someone like you who has your parents are still alive, you could take, like, I saw a picture on the internet just briefly of you and your kids and your husband, like at a pumpkin farm or something. That would have been a perfect picture. Get somebody to come over and take the picture. And then you could take it over to Home Depot or Office Depot or wherever you get it laminated or have a laminating machine. And that's something you could give as a gift, right?
Oh my gosh, Marian, look at you. You got Christmas on the brain, girl. All right. I like this. These are good Christmas gifts, you know. Yes. I was like, hey, I could knock these out, you know.
Cheap, easy, but it's very personal. You know what I mean? That's what people are looking for. They don't want you to go out and buy a tchotchke. You know, they want something personal.
Yeah, personal is always better, and I think that's one of the things that I guess technology and creativity has helped you bring your art and stuff on a personal level to people, you know, in different forms. There's graphic design art. There's, you know, like I was saying, the crafty vinyl art and stuff like that, and digital art. And so there's just different ways, but all of those things are personal. And I think technology in a whole has brought us closer, I guess, as a community. I mean, there's distance in there too, and different avenues, but I feel like as a whole, and like the arts and community aspect, it has brought it closer because it's made it where you can communicate with people, like, you know, in the same art field or something similar, and get ideas back and forth. You don't have to be in the same room anymore, you know?
Right.
Things like that, I think, are fascinating. Or connecting with family all over the world, right? Video calls and stuff. Do you remember Marian Uvo?
I do. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I on that, man. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that's how we used to talk to my grandma when she lived in Dallas at the time. My mom used to video call her on Ovo all the time. I loved it. Like, it was just so we could keep in contact with her. I don't know whatever happened to her. Or not her, but I don't know whatever happened to Ovo, because, you know, now there's like Zoom and StreamYard and RealStream and all these things, right? But for me,
adapt, I guess.
Right? But that was like the first video calling platform, I guess, for me in a sense. I mean, there was Instant Messenger, but that wasn't video. That was just messaging. Right. But the first video one, I would say, was Ovo, at least that I'm aware of.
Ovo, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it was. You know, everyone said it differently, but we all knew what we were talking about, you know. But yeah, I mean, that changed the whole game. And we didn't have to drive 4.5 hours to see her. We could just talk to her.
That's right.
Through a screen. It was cool. I loved it.
That's right. That's before all the other technology.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we've come to the end today, but I do want to talk about maybe some of the things that we're going to be presenting in the future. Yeah. So Aimee, this is a spring on Aimee. I did not rehearse this. Okay.
Okay.
How about we talk a little bit about PR next week, because my mastermind is creating a book. We're writing a book together, and I'd love to talk about the technology that is making it possible, and then maybe a little bit about what's coming. Like, we could do like a step by step. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Absolutely. Marian, I'm always down. I could talk about PR and marketing and book development all day, every day. So, yeah.
Good. Okay, so think about that. For next week, we're going to talk about getting a book up on Amazon. All right. So thank you for joining us today. It was wonderful. I had such a good time. I love you, Aimee. You're just awesome. And I love you. Yes, the audience, we love you as well. Please feel free to contact us. Go to Tools, Tips, and Technology and let us know what you're thinking. Do you want us to bring something special to the table here? We could talk about, just like Aimee said, we could talk about technology till the cows come home.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we know other things too, but technology is our love. But we do know other things and we can talk about it. So we're more than happy to do that. So all you guys have to do is leave us a comment or email us. I'm sure you guys have it, or reach out to us on Facebook, Natural Curiosity, Business Builders, however you want to reach out to us. We are more than happy to take your feedback and suggestions and work that into our show, because our show is for you guys to take the overwhelm and everything away. So the more that we can help you do that and give you what you want, the happier we are. So it is all good. But we hope that you guys have a fantastic Tuesday and that you start to see the fun in technology and not the overwhelm in it.
bye, everybody. See you next week.